My name is Dakota Frandsen. I was born in a small town. Grew up, fell in love, started a business, and followed a path that would allow me to find my dreams. To you, I may seem like just the average Joe. The only thing odd about me is the fact that I'm almost 7 feet tall. But trust me when I say that my life is very weird. When I was 12 years old, something happened. And I got a glimpse into worlds much larger than our own. After I was brought back from the dead by none other than an archangel. Just before the angel brought me back, he introduced me to a little girl who may be my daughter from the future. I walk this path to try to understand my story and to help as many as I can along the way. With it, came adventures that are beyond imagination. Some that may even take me to the stars themselves. I'll understand if you don't believe me. Had I not been one to witness it all, I would think that somebody was going insane. Just give me a little bit of time to tell you my story, and you'll see why they call me the specialist of the strange.
Guess who's back, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, I know it's been a long time. It's been a long hiatus, and there has been a lot that's been going on. It's unavoidable to say that this has been a crazy world. Am I right or am I right? Of course I'm right. Have you been paying attention these last few months? So, you may be wondering, Dakota, what have you been up to? What has the specialist of the strange been up to in his absence? Well, my friends, quite a bit actually. And I'm going to tell you all about it. Because today is, I don't know, fucking know what day it is. Fuck. What day was I hosting this? Son of a bitch. You see how long it's been? I am completely out of character. I am so sorry, you guys. Oh, it is Friday, February 5th. How y'all been doing? How have y'all been doing? Seriously. You doing good? You made it this far. You made it this far into 2021, so hopefully you're doing alright. Oh, I wish I could say the same. Some of you may know from before the break, I did announce that there were some family issues that have come up. Unfortunately, we're still fighting the repercussions due to that. So, because there are innocent parties involved and lives are on the line, I would like to ask for your thoughts and prayers. The first incident, I don't really want to get into too much detail due to the fact that the victim in question is underage. So, Let me just say that the situation involves someone being so much of a fucking asshole, for lack of a better word. An individual being so much of a goddamn prick, a Ouija board called him a jackass. I'm not kidding. So, and those of you who have followed me from before the break also know that I was expecting to be an uncle, but my sister lost the child, and unfortunately, due to the reputation of the hospital here in the area, she's been facing some real nasty consequences. This, as you know, these episodes are recorded in advance, but next week, at the time of recording, she is due for surgery. It's like, yeah, it's gotten that far. And as much of a pain in the ass she has been for all her life, she's still my sister, and I'm honestly very worried about her. The baby is too. How can I say that? Because the baby came to me to tell me that it wasn't going to make it. And unfortunately, as with what usually happens during those situations, I don't realize what the spirit was trying to say until it was too late. It's not the first time someone's come to me to try to tell me that they were dead. And unfortunately, the way they showed up, I just thought it was a really weird dream. So, I apologize if I seem particularly loud. I did acquire some new equipment to take on the new, more positive pursuits. So, which I'm actually going to share with you on this episode. This episode is going to be strictly dedicated to simply catching you all up on what's been going on. Because, oh my God, there's been a lot. Also, get you up to speed on what's been going on in my life, what's going to go on with this show as we move forward, things of that nature. Some of you may know that my life takes on aspects in so many different avenues. It feels like I'm living almost like a quadruple life at some times. Well, some new developments have come forward that are slowly allowing me to merge all my avenues together to where they're a little easier to focus. Where shall we begin? Oh, let's start with the moon launch. Yeah, let's start off big. Starting in March and going into, I believe, November of this year, I've been participating in nonprofits that are looking to build a historical monument, sort of time capsule of humanity as our world sits where we are right now, which really seems like it's going to be a one hell of a shift with all these latest developments in the world now, doesn't it? But let's focus on one aspect at a time. Part of that time capsule involves a library of over, I think, like 3 million documents, books, scientific papers, things like that, from all of human history, well, recorded human history, I should say, are going to be put in this time capsule. And the specialist of the strange has actually been invited to be one of 1 million people to contribute to this library of the human experience. I am being put in a monument on the moon. Never thought I'd be able to say those words. And now, because it is such a extravagant claim, right? Not a lot of people will fall into this. I've actually been entrusted to help recruit new members. There's only slots for 1 million people, and I think only a couple thousand of us have signed up so far. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description for Lunar Prize. Use that link, you can buy yourself a spot in the archive and be memorialized forever. Or you can buy something as a gift for that person who just seems to have everything. Part of my submission is also going to serve as a bit of a backdoor for an experiment to put a sigil on the moon that has helped me deal with demonic possession cases. As some of you may know from listening to my previous episodes, there's been an increase ever since the pandemic started. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, has it been a rough ride. Some new information has come forward, though, that will help in deal with these issues. The goal of this experiment is to see if we can utilize moonlight to help shift the tide. Yeah, it sounds weird. Honestly, I think Crowley tried to do something similar with his work. But we shall see how that turns out. My spot is secured. You want to join me? Check out one of the links in the description below for Lunar Prize. Yes, it is a real venture. We're partnering up with Microsoft, SpaceX, NASA. Several companies are getting together to contribute to this project. And I don't know if you're like me, and maybe you're the one shot we get at claiming space in outer fucking space. Marking our territory. Leave a mark in space itself. Now, aside from, a couple medical issues, I've actually been considered too tall for recreational space travel as it sits right now. So, I'm having to expand to other avenues, which is also another part of the moon launch prospect. I have also invested in a company called Solstar. It is an internet company that's looking to establish better communications networks within space. It is essentially to serve as the ground floor for interstellar Wi-Fi communications. And thanks to the pandemic, a lot of my competitors in that area have been shut down. So right now we're the only standing company in that avenue. Yeah, and no, it's not really related to SpaceX launching the Starlink satellites. Our internet is based to go outward, not downward. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Anyway, on to the next news. Those of you who've been following my social media pages may know that there has been rather repetitive posts lately involving a company called Parachills. Well, your boy is no longer operating solo on the paranormal investigation front. Yeah. This past December, I joined up with a group called Parachills who was looking to create an international investigation unit. See, at the time of recording, we're here in at the time of recording, we got teams in the UK, Wales, France, Germany. I did hear South Africa was joining up here soon. Canada. All over the place. All over the place. And we got even more coming in. So why did I do this? Well, there's a lot of information that I can't really share. But the main reason is this company is actually looking to do a lot of the same things that I've been trying to do with my own investigative efforts. So when I heard of them, I signed up. And now I'm the director of cryptozoology. Yeah. And, well, yes, I am skilled in dealing with UFOs, ghosts, demons. I am also well versed in monsters, though I'm pretty sure the fact that I did make an appearance on National Geographic for the Loch Ness Monster, it was my main selling point in that area. So, that's what that is. We are looking for always looking for new members. And if you want to join the cryptozoology department, guess who's going to be your boss? Me. Honestly, I've been quite impressed with this crew. It's a really good group. Those of you who like to do photo editing, content creation, things like that, we got spots for you. Marketing. We also have a missing persons unit. You know what? There's going to be a link in the description. Check them out. You can also check out Parathrills, which is Parachills' sister company, which is where most of the content creation, the merchandise, contests, things like that, are also centered on. There's a lot of cool stuff there. Let's see. Parathrills, I should say, is also just starting, at the time of recording this, mind you, just starting a new live broadcast every week on Sundays, starring my good friends Brian and Lex. You can check them out. The Parathrills website will also be in the description. Now, Brian John Laverty, I think his name is pronounced. And Brian, if you're listening to this, I am terribly sorry if I fucked that up. Brian is actually the partner for the founder of Parachills. Brian and I have actually been working together on a few projects. He has a show on YouTube that was on YouTube called Huntophobia. I'll link to his channel in the description. Be sure to check that out. You may just recognize my editing style if you paid attention to some of my previous videos. See what ones I've been helping him on. Brian and I are actually switching over from YouTube to a new streaming network called Paraflixx. It is, like I said, a new streaming network, video on demand service that is actually bringing together paranormal based content. It's going to be the first kind of streaming service. It's quite an extraordinary endeavor. There's going to be a link to their website in the description below. If you're a content creator, a filmmaker like me, and you think that might be a good fit to get your show on there, they are looking for new submissions, so you can go ahead and check them out. I'm not only working on Huntophobia on there, for those of you who have been following for a while now, an extended version of The Hunt for Olivia will be released on Paraflixx when it launches in March. Trust me, you guys, you're going to want to watch this because it digs even deeper into the phenomenon, the situation with my time-traveling daughter and her archangel best friend. And spoiler alert, there's a chance God himself is making an appearance. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Yeah, I know it sounds crazy. I know I sound completely fucking insane. So why don't I go ahead and play you the trailer? Well, the audio version of it. You can check the full trailer on my YouTube as well as Paraflixx. Yeah, it is kind of ironic. I told a friend of mine that he should come join me at Parachills so we can get some Parathrills so we can pick up. You should come join me at Parachills to get some Parathrills. We can pick up some Parachicks, watch some Paraflixx, so later in life, when they realize how much of an asshole we are, they can call us a pair of really nice fellows. Get your mind out of the gutter. I completely fucked up that punchline. Just listen to the trailer. Now this house, I'm going to happens to be of importance to me.
It doesn't get easier the further I run.
It's the house where I grew up.
It gets harder to carry the weight of what
It's where
I've
two
done.
of my most life-changing moments took place.
From
The
experience,
first was me taking my own life and being brought back by the Archangel Michael, who introduced me to a little girl that may be my daughter I have yet to have. Olivia.
seems to me a man can do
Honestly, I don't really care to come back to this town much. People aren't exactly very kind to outsiders. This is a heavily emotional case. It's preoccupied my mind for pretty much half my life.
This was far from my first encounter with the supernatural. It certainly was the most important one. It took me years to figure something out. The lengths I've traveled, the people I've met. The further down I went, the more confusing the situation got. I still have no clue who her mother is. When my daughter came into my life, she opened a door to something that is still beyond explanation. Can you imagine what's going to happen when she's actually born?
Okay, who was that? Did you just say God?
Coming soon.
So what'd you think of that? Yeah, I know. That last little bit. Ooh. I don't know, you guys. Shit's about to get a hell of a lot weirder. And as many of you know, I have a new trailer going to be coming out soon. A new movie that's going to be released soon called Bonds of Beyond. And I'm going to tell you a little secret. There's a little teaser in the Bonds of Beyond hidden in the extended edition for The Hunt for Olivia. Yeah. You might say, Dakota, how are you doing this? How are you pulling this off? It's like, well... And this is a whole topic that's going to need to be discussed in a further episode. But just before Donald Trump left office, he left a little side note, a little stipulation, giving a 180-day countdown for government agencies to release their intel on UFOs. And what happened? Well, the former Prime Minister of, let's see, the Israeli guy, let's see, he was the Ministry of Space or something like that. I can't remember. I'm sorry. I am just coming off of a head cold. No, not corona. I wish people would stop making that accusation because I am trying to go see someone very special next week by the time you're hearing this fucking recording. Anyway. There was a former official from Israeli government confirmed that Earth has been visited by extraterrestrials for many, many years. Donald Trump was trying to reveal their presence even sooner, but they shut it down because the aliens are a little too concerned about how we're living our lives. Former Canadian Prime Minister came forward and said the exact same story. And now the fucking CIA, you sneaky sons of bitches! The fucking CIA released all their over 2,000, even more than that, over 2,000 documents pertaining to UFO incidents recorded all over the globe. I'm a little concerned that a few of them have been spotted within a 2.5-hour radius of me. But they took place before I was born, nevertheless. Still a little creepy. There's a big revelation coming when it comes to UFOs. So, coming April, Bonds of Beyond, an experiment a documentary looking into the overlap between spirits and extraterrestrials, that's also looking to set up an experiment to contact real, live extraterrestrial beings. Couldn't have come at a more perfect time. And trust me, the more I go into this fucking documentary, the weirder the situation fucking gets. How can I say this? Well, let me explain. When I started putting together the research to do this movie, I've had 2 UFO incidents, 3 crafts, 3 separate craft. One on one occasion, and 2 on another, show up within a mile of my fucking house. So clearly I'm onto something. Now discussions were in place to try and get special celebrity guest appearances, but I don't have the funding that they were wanting. Boy, oh boy. But that doesn't stop me. That's not going to stop me. Because clearly I'm onto something. And the latest revelations for the new footage for A Hunt for Olivia tells me that even more. And I do want to thank my good friends at Parachills. Why? Because since joining them, I picked up a couple of new tricks that have been helping me with this project. And as for you people, you're probably wondering where I'm going to be going with this. Well, let me tell you. Just like before, this show is going to dig into various topics. It's going to act as a bit of an audio journal for my exploits, discuss cases I've worked on, things like that. Give you special details on new releases from all of my companies. Things of that nature. We may be lucky enough to get a couple special guest appearances here and there. We shall see. But also, guess what? I got my hands on a portal. Mm-hmm. And with this portal device, shit's been getting a hell of a lot weirder. That's how I managed to lure out fucking God! So every now and then, we're going to do live EVP, well, live-ish, actual portal EVP sessions on this show. And we're going to let you guys listen in. See if you can hear anything. Who knows? Maybe, if you all pay attention and participate just enough, you may get to make an appearance in my next movie. Ooh. You never know. You never know. Something always goes down when Dakota comes to town. So be sure to subscribe to this show. Like, follow, subscribe. Y'all know what to do. Let's see. Did I cover everything? Yeah, I think I got everything. So, I shall see you all next week.
What day is it going to be?
How could I fucking forget? Friday, February 12th, Valentine's weekend. Psst. If anyone is within the Coeur d'Alene area, I'm actually going to be in town. So if you see me, come say hi. Don't worry, it's safe. I don't have COVID. I'm actually going to try to be filming footage for Bonds of Beyond while I'm up there. And I'm also trying to go see someone very special I haven't seen in a couple of years, so if you see me looking like I'm getting pretty involved in a conversation with a chick, don't be afraid to say hi, but please be respectful, okay? I'm more than happy to talk with you and answer any questions you've got. My name is Dakota Frandsen. Check out all the links in the description to check out everything I let you in on for this episode. I'll catch you next week. I'll see you then.